Hello, I am Aniket from Tarkashastra Academy. MBA CET 2023 is now over. In this video, we are going to do the comparative analysis of all the 4 slots. So slot 1, 2, 3, 4 में कौन सा सेक्शन इजी था, कौन सा सेक्शन डिफिकल्ट था, कहाँ पे ज्यादा क्वेश्चंस आए, कहाँ पे कम क्वेश्चंस आए, and what was the level of difficulty section wise, then what were the type of questions asked. कोई सी सेक्शन में DI पूछा है, किसी सेक्शन में DI नहीं पूछा है. We are going to compare all the 4 slots together. ओके इसके बेसिस पे हम गेज करेंगे कौन सा स्लॉट डिफिकल्ट था, कौन सा स्लॉट इजी था एंड ऑल दैट. विल देयर बी नॉर्मलाइजेशन, ये सबसे पहले हम डिस्कस कर लेते हैं. नॉर्मलाइजेशन आइडियली होना चाहिए. क्यों? क्योंकि लेवल ऑफ डिफिकल्टी चारों स्लॉट में सिमिलर नहीं थी, तो ऑब्वियसली नॉर्मलाइजेशन होना चाहिए. इन हिस्ट्री कभी सीईटी ने नॉर्मलाइजेशन किया है क्या? तो जितना मुझे पता है सीईटी 2022 दैट इज लास्ट ईयर सीईटी सेल ने इक्वी परसेंटाइल नॉर्मलाइजेशन प्रोसेस किया था. इक्वी परसेंटाइल नॉर्मलाइजेशन प्रोसेस, अभी इसके बहुत डिटेल में नहीं जाने वाले हैं, बट लास्ट ईयर सीईटी वाज कंडक्टेड इन 5 स्लॉट्स. तो पांचों स्लॉट में ऑब्वियसली लेवल ऑफ डिफिकल्टी डिफरेंट थी, तो इक्वी परसेंटाइल नॉर्मलाइजेशन प्रोसेस लगाया. अभी इक्वी परसेंटाइल नॉर्मलाइजेशन प्रोसेस का फायदा जो टफ सेक्शन है, जो टफेस्ट स्लॉट था उसको फायदा हुआ था. टफेस्ट स्लॉट था उसको फायदा हुआ था. ठीक है. इफ देयर इज नॉर्मलाइजेशन देन, मतलब अगर इक्वी परसेंटाइल नॉर्मलाइजेशन होता है तो स्लॉट 3 वालों को सबसे ज्यादा एडवांटेज है, बिकॉज स्लॉट 3 वाज ऑब्वियसली द टफेस्ट ऑफ ऑल द 4 स्लॉट्स. ठीक है. अगर नॉर्मलाइजेशन नहीं होता है तो स्लॉट 1 वाले को सबसे ज्यादा एडवांटेज है. क्यों? क्योंकि स्लॉट 1 इजी था एंड इसमें किसी किसी बच्चों को 180 मिनट्स भी मिले. अभी जिनको 180 मिनट्स मिले इनमें से 150 लोग बच्चे तो निकल ही जाएगा ना जेबीएमएस जाने वाले, है ना. सो कीपिंग दैट इन माइंड, अगर नॉर्मलाइजेशन नहीं होता है तो स्लॉट 1 वालों की चांदी है, नॉर्मलाइजेशन होता है तो स्लॉट 3 वालों की चांदी है. ठीक है. होगा कि नहीं होगा ये सीईटी सेल्फ क्लियर करेगा. लास्ट ईयर बिफोर द रिजल्ट उन्होंने डिक्लेयर कर दिया था कि यस नॉर्मलाइजेशन होने वाला है. इक्वी परसेंटाइल नॉर्मलाइजेशन प्रोसेस उन्होंने कंडक्ट किया. If you want to join us for MBA entrance exam preparation, connect with us on the numbers given in the description of the video. We provide everything that is needed to help you join your dream B school. I would also recommend that you join our Telegram channel. On this Telegram channel, as you can see, students are helping each other about their MBA CET exam. Okay, so these students are helping other candidates. So now we are going to continue with this Telegram channel for MBA CET cap rounds as well. Okay, in the cap rounds, as you might be aware of or you might not be aware of, I don't know, but MBA CET cap round is a complicated process. It is not going to be easy. So we are going to continue with this group wherein students will join and clarify their doubts related to MBA CET cap rounds or the admission process. The admission process, as I told you, is very tedious and time consuming, and there is no clarification what will happen after this. So all those doubts will be cleared in this Telegram group. Okay. So I would recommend that you join this Telegram group. Link of this Telegram group will be provided to you in the description of the video. Now let us consider LR section in slot 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. If you compare the LR section, slot 3 had moderate level of difficulty. The rest in all the 3 slots, there were easy to moderate questions. 75 questions in first 2 slots, a drastic reduce in number of questions in slot 3, and almost 75 to 78 questions in slot 4. Overall, level of difficulty was easy to moderate. Only slot 3 had higher level of difficulty. So you had in slot 1, you had questions on analogies, blood relation, clocks and calendars, coding, decoding, dictionary, direction science, metric, linear and matrix arrangement, letter series, number series, odd one out, syllogism, Venn diagram. Then in second slot, syllogism was out, input output was not there. Input output in fact was not there in any of the slots. Okay. Odd one out, there were 10 odd questions of odd one out in slot 2 which were moderate to difficult. Number series was 5 questions, easy to moderate. Matrix arrangement, one of the arrangement was very, so that MIMSRI set in slot 2 was comparatively difficult. Then easy to moderate set on games on tape tournament. If you have gone through that knockout stage वाला games and tournaments का question, you will be able to solve it. If you have not gone through it, तो फिर वो difficult हो जाएगा. But those who have gone through जो knockout stage है कि 1 to 64 seeded players are going to compete in a knockout stage competition. So वैसा वाला अगर आप करोगे, वो वाला अगर आपने एक बार भी पढ़ा है, तो you will remember it and then the questions were easy on that set. Then direction sense was there. Again, blood relation, clocks के question थे, coding decoding के question थे. Again, moderate level of coding decoding. ठीक है. And analogy के questions थे. 10 थे, easy थे. उसमें से 2-3 अगर आप देखोगे तो थोड़े से शायद difficult. Then slot 3, the complete data may not be available over here, but overall ऊपर से हम अगर बताएं, so there was one CAT 2021 का puzzle. CAT 2021 का puzzle directly पूछ लिया था. ठीक है, मतलब obviously the numbers and little bit of conditions were different, but CAT 2021 का जो puzzle था वही similar lines पे एक puzzle आपको पूछ लिया था. Matrix arrangement, this is linear arrangement, were asked cubes, analogies, blood relation, direction sense, clocks, calendar, odd one out series. All these questions were asked in slot 3 as well. Slot 4, if you look at slot 4, there are 6 questions on series. Coding decoding was again there in this slot as well. Almost all the slots had coding decoding. No, slot 3 did not have coding decoding. Then blood relation was there in all the slots. Data sufficiency, there was only one question on data sufficiency. It made a comeback in slot 4. Direction sense, ordering and ranking, calendar, matrix arrangement, scheduling, distribution, alphabet order, linear arrangement, clocks, cubes, syllogism. So if you see, slot 4 had a lot of questions on statement assumption, assertion, reason, verbal analogies. All these critical reasoning questions were difficult. Word anagrams are, so words are given to, letters are given to you and you have to form the words out of it. So many students found it easy to moderate. Okay. So as you can see, slot 4 was heavy on critical reasoning. There were no questions on critical reasoning in first 3 slots. Then it made a comeback in slot 4 with 15 odd questions. And all those 15 odd questions were in the range of difficult to moderate. Okay, so as you can see, the level of difficulty in each of these slots was not similar. Okay, slot 3 was very difficult. Slot 4 had critical reasoning. If you are not good in critical reasoning, then you are going to suffer in the exam. So that thing is going to happen, and that is why normalization should happen. But let us see what comes forward. Then verbal ability, slot 1, 2, 3, 4, easy to moderate, easy to moderate. Again, slot 3 moderate. Slot 4 was also moderate. Verbal ability was difficult in slot 3 and 4, or moderate in slot 3 and 4. Why? Because there were 6 RC passages in slot 3 and 4 RC passages in slot 4. No parajumpals in slot 4. Grammar and vocabulary heavy section was provided in slot 4. Okay, so if you go by the order, slot 1 easy to moderate, 50 questions, 2 RCs, they were easy and manageable. Fill in the blanks were moderate. Synonym adronyms were moderate, idioms easy, grammar easy, one word substitution. Now grammar had 10 questions in slot 1, immediately it was removed in slot 2. There were no questions on grammar in slot 2 and those were covered in synonym and antonym, and the words were not commonly used words in synonym and antonym. So slot 2, synonym and antonym or vocabulary was moderately difficult. Fill in the blanks were moderate. Both the RCs were easy in slot 2. Coming to slot 3, there were few questions directly copied from ZAT paper. Okay, so decision making, one question was directly copied from the ZAT paper. Okay, so the level of difficulty of that was moderate. Those who have done or taken ZAT exam will find it easy, but then most of us have not taken ZAT exam. So many found it moderate to difficult. Parajumpers again made a comeback. So first two slots. So slot 2 also had parajumpers. Okay. Slot 2 also had parajumpers, 5 questions, and they were moderately difficult. Slot 1 did not have parajumpers. Okay. So slot 2 had parajumpers. Slot 3 had parajumpers, again moderate level of difficulty. Slot 4 did not have parajumpers. So 1 and 4 में parajumpers नहीं है, 2 and 3 में parajumpers है. Then spelling mistake के questions थे. यहाँ पे भी हमको spelling mistake के questions थे. Spelling mistake के questions थे around 3 to 4 questions. They were easy. Then vocabulary 5 questions. That is your synonym and antonym, moderately difficult. Statement assumption, statement conclusion, जो critical reasoning कहीं पे नहीं, slot 4 में LR section में आया था. That critical reasoning was asked in slot 3 in verbal section, but only 3 questions. Then you have fill in the blanks, analogy, word association, and okay, 2 more critical reasoning. So total 5 critical reasoning questions in slot 3. Slot 4, the complete data is not available, but there were 4 RCs. No parajumpers, grammar heavy and vocabulary heavy set was there. I mean, if it is vocabulary heavy, you can expect questions on idioms and phrases, and then synonym, antonym, fill in the blanks and all. Okay. Slot now QA and DI section. So this section had maximum variation because I personally feel there should be consistency in quant section at least, because it is the section which many students are not good into. So I personally feel that if there are 50 questions in slot 1, it should be maintained throughout. So slot 1 and 2 had 50 questions each. Suddenly, the number of questions in slot 3 were increased to 66, which makes it quite difficult for many students who are not good in quant. And generally, students are not good in quant. They are able to manage verbal and LR and abstract, but quant section, they struggle a lot. Okay, and in slot 4, again, similar number of questions, 47 questions were asked. Okay. In slot 1, there were 3 sets of DI. Again, then in slot 2, no DI. Slot 3 was again, there were 16 questions on DI. Okay, there were 16 questions on DI. And slot 4 again, no DI. Okay, ratio proportion variation had 4 questions in slot 3. So overall, if you go by slot wise, so DI was there in slot 1, easy to moderate. AJ's question, the average mixture, numbers, linear equation, PNL, percentage, PNC, probability, ratio, SICA, simplification, time and work, time speed, distance. If you look at it, there were a lot of questions on arithmetic. There were a lot of questions on arithmetic. So these many questions were on arithmetic, which makes this section comparatively easy. But now as we move to slot 2, so there was no DI. So there are few students who focus only on DI and are planning to leave out the questions on quantitative aptitude. So for those students, it will be a setback because no DI, and that is why we are saying that normalization should happen. Then decent weightage to time and work and time split distance. Numbers. So there were few questions on HCF, LCM, and then one question related to remainder. All those were there. Then SICA, percentage profit loss, ratios, simplification, PNC. These topics were covered in quantitative aptitude in slot 2. Now, if you look at slot 3, trigonometry, 2 questions. Trigonometry had 2 questions. Then probability, 4 questions. Then linear equation, 5 questions. Percentage, 2 questions, but they were lengthy. PNC, 5 questions. Average mixture, there were 3 questions, but were easy. Progression, again 1 question. Profit and loss, 3 questions. Time speed distance, time and work, 11 questions. So if you are good in time speed distance and time and work, you are going to get 11 questions straightforward. Okay. And SICI 2 questions. Mensuration, you have 3 questions. HCF, LCM 3 questions. Simplification made a comeback again and had 4 questions. So as you can see, there were many questions out of arithmetic as well. Even though arithmetic made the most part of the quant section in slot 3, because there were 11 questions from TSD time and were 2 questions on SICI, 3 on average mixture, 2 percentage, 5 on linear equations. But overall, if you see trigonometry, which is generally not asked in the exam, was asked. Probability 4 questions. PNC, there are 4 questions. Where did 5 questions on PNC, which is also modern maths के 9 questions आ गए ना, which is again making it a heavy section, and that is why the level of difficulty is easy to moderate over here. Okay. Next is slot 4. Again, DI was missing here. Quant, arithmetic heavy section, 23 questions on arithmetic, 6 questions on algebra, 14 questions on numbers. So you get questions on last number in the C, last number in the factorial, and then you remainder theorem, you get questions on HCF, LCM, all these number system, all these questions were asked. And 14 questions is a huge chunk, wherein numbers was asked only 3-4 questions about numbers, and numbers were asked in first 3 slots. Immediately it had a increase of 10 odd questions and it went to 14 questions. Modern maths, जो slot 3 में there were 9 questions on modern maths, there were only 2 questions in slot 2, and geometry was asked only in slot 4. Okay, geometry was asked only in slot 4. Okay, so overall, again, the level of difficulty of quant section in all the 4 slots varied a bit. Then coming to abstract reasoning. Abstract reasoning was the only slot जहाँ पे consistently same number of questions है 25, 25, 25, 25. Okay, slot 1 was easiest. Slot 1 was easiest, and surprisingly, slot 3 was also easy with respect to arithmetic, with respect to abstract reasoning. So in slot 1, there were many questions on mirror and water image. Slot 2, there were 25 all odd one out questions, and all these odd one out questions are difficult to solve. Okay. Slot 3 again was easy. Slot 4 had questions on series. So next figure in the series or analogies and odd one out. Slot 4 was easy to model. So if we compare, slot 1 was the easiest of all the slot. Slot 1 was the easiest. Then slot 3 was the toughest. And then slot 2 and slot 4 were easy to moderate. Easy to moderate. Okay. So normalization will help slot 3 candidates. If there is no normalization, slot 1 candidates will gain the advantage because of the time and also the level of difficulty. So this is the overall analysis of MBA CET exam of all the 4 slots. I hope it is helpful for you. Now let us wait for the CET cell for further notification. Do join the Telegram channel for complete support for all the cap round processes. Thank you so much. Jai Hind.